BMW and KTM have a massive Chinese problem, and in 2026, it just became a total nightmare. Chinese motorcycle brands are no longer just copying, they are delivering specs and build quality that directly humiliate the European giants at a fraction of the price. Today, we are counting down the only 13 Chinese motorcycles you actually need to tour the world. In this list, you'll see a mid-range adventure bike that offers near-premium performance for under $9,000, and the machine taking our #1 spot is a massive engineering monster with an engine configuration that no European brand has dared to mass produce. By the end of this video, you'll see exactly why the phrase "made in China" is about to change the touring world forever. Entry-level champions. Kicking off the list with bikes that prove you don't need to spend big to tour big. The Benelli TRK 502X sits at the entry point of the Chinese touring revolution, and it makes a strong case for why beginners should pay attention. Benelli has been around since 1911, and while the company is now Chinese-owned through the Zhenjiang Group, they've kept that Italian heritage intact in the design and engineering. The TRK 502X puts out 47.6 horsepower from its 500 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine, which is enough to handle highway touring without making you feel underpowered when you hit some winding back roads. The price sits around $6,799 in the United States, which undercuts most Japanese and European competitors by thousands of dollars. You get ABS brakes, adjustable suspension, and a 5.3-gallon fuel tank that gives you enough range to cover serious distance between stops. The adventure styling looks the part too, with that tall windscreen and upright riding position that makes long days in the saddle much more bearable. For riders who are just getting into touring, or for those who want a capable backup bike without the serious price tag, the TRK 502X delivers everything you need and nothing you don't. Now here's the detail that matters for touring. The 4-stroke, 8-valve design delivers smooth and predictable power that makes town riding easy while maintaining flexibility for highway speeds. And if you don't need the off-road capability that the X provides, you can save money with the base TRK 502 and still get a fully touring-capable motorcycle. This is the entry point that makes the whole list possible. Bikes that cost a fraction of what the European brands charge, but deliver genuine touring capability. Value performers 13 through 10. Moving up the ladder, we find Chinese brands filling gaps that the big manufacturers have ignored. But here's where it gets interesting for touring riders who know how to look beyond the obvious choices. Lifen and Zongshan have been building motorcycles for decades, and they're using that experience to create machines that offer serious value. These brands don't have the marketing budgets of BMW or KTM, but they make up for it with prices that can be half of what you'd pay for similar specs from the European brands. The trade-off isn't as severe as you might think. Build quality has improved dramatically over the past 5 years, and parts availability in most markets means you won't be stranded if something needs replacement. Zongshan has been particularly aggressive in developing their adventure touring lineup, with the Cyclone RX-6 being a standout example of what they're capable of. The 650 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine delivers usable power for both commuting and touring, and the chassis handles the demands of loaded travel without becoming unstable at speed. They've benefited from partnership arrangements with international manufacturers that have brought better quality control and more sophisticated engineering processes into their factories. The result is a motorcycle that feels coherent rather than a collection of mismatched parts thrown together to hit a price point. Lifen has taken a slightly different approach, focusing on the mid-size adventure touring segment with their Lycan and V16S models. The 250 cubic centimeters and 300 cubic centimeters options won't win any speed records, but they're reliable, economical, and capable enough for regional touring without the stress of worrying about mechanical failures far from home. The real story with these value performers is that they prove touring capability doesn't require flagship money. You can buy a Chinese motorcycle in this price range and have enough left over for quality gear and experiences that make the riding meaningful. Mid-range contenders 9 through 6. This is where Chinese motorcycles start getting serious, and this is where the comparison to BMW and KTM becomes unavoidable. QJ Motor has been quietly building one of the most complete adventure touring lineups in the business, and the SRT 800SX proves they mean business. The 745 cubic centimeters parallel twin puts out respectable power, and the 7-inch TFT display puts information front and center without cluttering your view of the road. The design takes inspiration from the big European adventure bikes, with that split-seat setup and adjustable windscreen that lets you tailor the ergonomics to your height and riding style. The off-road styling isn't just for show. The suspension travel and wheel sizes are chosen to handle dirt roads and light trails without leaving you stranded when the pavement ends. But the real story here is the partnership access that CF Moto has through their relationship with Benelli, which is a Tianjin-owned company. They have Italian engineering expertise combined with Chinese manufacturing efficiency, and the SRT 800SX represents the culmination of that partnership. Build quality rivals European manufacturers at a significantly lower price point. The 6-speed transmission makes highway cruising relaxed and economical, and the handling is neutral and predictable, making it easy to ride at any skill level while still being engaging enough for riders who want to push through corners with more enthusiasm. And then there's the CF Moto 650MT, which uses an engine derived from the KTM 790 platform through the partnership between these two companies. That KTM connection matters more than you might think. It means the engine architecture is proven, the reliability is documented, and the performance characteristics have been sorted by one of the most experienced adventure bike manufacturers in the world. The 650MT puts out around 70 horsepower at a price that undercuts the comparable KTM by thousands of dollars. You're essentially getting KTM engineering in a Chinese chassis at a fraction of the cost. The fuel efficiency hovers around 20 kilometers per liter, which gives the 18-liter tank enough range to cover serious distances between refueling stops. For riders who want the performance but not the premium pricing, this is the sweet spot in the market. The Benelli 752S demonstrates how Italian design heritage combined with Chinese manufacturing can produce something compelling. The 750 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine puts out meaningful power, and the sport touring orientation means it handles well on curvy roads while still being comfortable enough for highway travel. The styling is unmistakably Italian, with aggressive lines and a presence that belies the reasonable price. And this is the pattern you're going to see throughout the rest of this list: Chinese manufacturers competing on real-world performance rather than just price. These bikes feel like legitimate options that happen to cost less, which is exactly what the touring rider market has been waiting for. The CF Moto story. CF Moto deserves a closer look because they've become the poster child for how far Chinese motorcycles have come in recent years. But this isn't just one bike, it's an entire family. The 800MT family has expanded to include multiple versions, with the Sport, Explorer, and ES variants each targeting different types of riders. The base Sport model gives you the core package, with that 799 cubic centimeters parallel twin pushing 95 horsepower through a smooth and predictable power band. The engine borrowed from KTM's partnership gives CF Moto credibility that would be impossible to manufacture through marketing alone. Riders who know the 790 platform from KTM's own bikes can see the lineage immediately, and that recognition translates into confidence in the purchase. The Explorer Edition builds on that foundation with enhanced electronics and better components for riders who plan to push further from paved roads. You get traction control that can be adjusted to suit different surface conditions, and the ride modes let you tailor the power delivery to match your preferences in the terrain ahead. The suspension is more sophisticated than the base Sport, with settings that are more appropriate for loaded travel and extended distances from established infrastructure. But the ES version is where things get serious. This is the one with electronically adjustable suspension that automatically adapts to changing conditions, which is a feature you'd normally expect to find on bikes costing significantly more. The system monitors road surface, rider input, and cargo load to constantly adjust the damping rates for optimal comfort and control. This technology used to be exclusive to premium European machines, but CF Moto has made it accessible at a price point that makes sense for more riders. You can load up with full panniers and passenger and still get a composed ride without manually tweaking settings every time the conditions change. The KTM partnership means CF Moto has access to proven technology and manufacturing processes that meet international standards. The result is a motorcycle that feels refined and capable in ways that Chinese bikes rarely did even 5 years ago. If you had told someone a decade ago that a Chinese motorcycle would be using Austrian-engineered platforms to compete directly with German and Austrian brands, they would have laughed. The laugh is on us now because the 800 MT is exactly that bike, and it does the job well. Voge, the dark horse. Voge came onto the scene with little fanfare, but they've been building towards something significant, and the 900 DSX is the result of that work. This is a 895 cubic centimeter adventure touring motorcycle that undercuts the BMW F850 GS by thousands of dollars while offering similar specifications in many areas. The twin-cylinder engine puts out 95 horsepower, which is enough to maintain highway speeds comfortably even when you're two up with full luggage loaded. The Bosch 6-axis cornering ABS is particularly impressive because it allows you to brake more aggressively into corners with confidence that the system will prevent the wheels from locking and causing a crash. This kind of active safety technology used to be reserved for premium machinery, and seeing it on a Chinese bike at this price point indicates how far the industry has progressed. Here's what makes this matter for your touring plans. The electronics package includes multiple riding modes that let you adjust the power delivery and traction control intervention to match your skill level and the conditions you're riding in. The 7-inch TFT display is bright and clear, with an interface that's intuitive enough to navigate without taking your attention away from the road. The LED lighting all around provides excellent visibility to other road users, which matters for touring riders who spend long hours on the road at various times of day and night. The price point under $9,000 in the United States market is the real story here. You're getting near premium specifications at a mid-range price, which is exactly what the touring rider market has been asking for. The build quality and attention to detail show that Voge has been paying attention to what works in the adventure touring segment and implementing it thoughtfully. They haven't just copied the European designs, they've learned from them and applied the lessons to their own machines. The result is a motorcycle that feels coherent rather than a collection of borrowed ideas that don't quite fit together. For riders who want the premium adventure touring experience without the premium adventure touring price, the 900 DSX is difficult to ignore. Flagship territory numbers 3 and 2. And now for the bikes that prove Chinese manufacturers can compete at the highest level. But fair warning, what you're about to see might change how you think about Chinese motorcycles entirely. The Great Wall Suo S2000 exists in a category by itself as the world's first production motorcycle with a flat 8 engine. Let that sink in for a moment. 8 cylinders arranged horizontally opposed, like 2 flat 4 engines working together, displacing nearly 2 liters. That configuration is unique in the motorcycle world, and it delivers a riding experience that's completely different from the traditional V-twin or inline-4 layouts you see everywhere else. The flat 8 creates a low center of gravity that makes the bike feel more stable and planted, especially when you're cornering at speed. The engine pumps out 151.5 horsepower and 190 newton-meters of torque, which is pulling power that rivals the biggest touring motorcycles from Honda and BMW. The torque delivery is linear and predictable, giving you confidence that the power will be available whenever you need it without the sudden surge that can make some bikes intimidating. The 8-speed dual-clutch transmission handles gear changes smoothly and predictably, which is exactly what you want when you're covering serious miles and don't want to worry about finding the right gear manually. The DCT system has proven itself in Honda's Goldwing, and Great Wall Suo has implemented it with similar effectiveness in the S2000. This is where it gets interesting from a technology standpoint. The technology package reads like something from a car with a 12.3-inch digital display powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8155 chip that keeps everything running quickly and responsively. This is automotive-grade computing power applied to a motorcycle, which means the infotainment system, navigation, and rider information displays all respond instantly to inputs without the lag that plagues less sophisticated systems. The smart suspension that adjusts automatically monitors road conditions and rider inputs constantly, making micro adjustments to the damping rates that keep the bike composed regardless of surface changes. Anti-lock brakes, traction control to prevent skids, and blind spot monitoring are all standard equipment, making this one of the most comprehensively equipped touring motorcycles available at any price point. The top speed reaches 210 kilometers per hour, which is more than fast enough for any road in the world. The S2000 comes in ST and GL variants, with the ST targeting sport touring riders who want more dynamic handling, and the GL designed for grand touring comfort with more relaxed ergonomics and additional luxury features. The weight of around 450 kilograms when fully fueled is substantial, but the engine and chassis work together to make the bike feel lighter than the numbers suggest through consistent feel and predictable behavior. EU type approval arrived in 2026, which means European riders can finally get their hands on this machine. The price sits above $20,000, which is still less than a comparable Honda Gold Wing, and you're getting technology and engineering that matches or exceeds what the Japanese and European brands are offering at similar price points. The verdict. The era of Chinese motorcycles being dismissed as cheap alternatives is over. These 13 bikes show that Chinese manufacturers can deliver the specs, build quality, and capability that touring riders demand. The price advantage is real, often thousands less than comparable European motorcycles. And the technology gap that once existed has shrunk dramatically. Whether you're looking at the entry-level Benelli TRK 502X or the flagship Great Wall SO S2000, you can find a Chinese motorcycle that fits your budget and your touring ambitions. The question is no longer whether Chinese motorcycles are good enough for serious touring. The question is which one you're going to choose.